joined by Newmarket's Amy Starkey, ahead of what is always a fantastic week, isn't it? The July Festival is really special.
Yeah, it's a fantastic 3 days, what would normally be the July Festival, welcoming over 40,000 people across the 3 days with some amazing racing, with the feature race being the Group 1 Darley July Cup. So still set to be a fantastic 3 days this year, starting from Thursday, but sadly we won't be welcoming the 40,000 people that we normally would, but hopefully many people will be able to enjoy the action from home.
Yeah, we'll be luckily watching all of it live here in Dubai, which is great. And is it fair to say that of all the meetings, Newmarket stages across both courses, this is the one where you're going to miss the crowds the most, do you think?
Yeah, we've staged to date on the Rolling Mile 11 race days behind closed doors, and it's fantastic that we've been able to resume racing, but it's just not the same without the owners and the crowd. So, and then you go to the July Festival, and actually, you know, it's not just about the racing, it's about the fashion, it's about the fun, it's about the socializing, all of those aspects that, you know, won't be prevalent this year. So it's not going to be the same, but we are racing, and that's the most important thing. It's important that we get our industry going, and what I'm delighted to be able to say is that we will be able to welcome owners to the July course across the 3 days, which of course we haven't been able to do to date under the resumption of racing at Newmarket. So look, it's not going to be the same, but we will be enjoying some fantastic racing. We will be able to welcome the owners back, and hopefully we'll be able to do it in a little bit of sunshine, not like here currently on the Rolling Mile where it is a little bit windy.
It looks very windy. And what sort of provisions have you made for owners? Because obviously you've got quite strict rules to adhere to there.
Yeah, so the welcoming back of owners has been made possible by the approval of Public Health England, the government, and the DCMS. So we need to be really careful that owners are still adhering to the strict protocols and guidelines that have been put in place in order to welcome their return. Things around COVID-19 training, advanced screening, temperature testing before they enter the racecourse. But we are keen, it is the July Festival, that owners have a really nice experience whilst they're on the racecourse, ensuring that you know, they are able to get up close and personal to their horses and interact with the race day experience similar to how they normally would, but not quite the same. So for example, owners won't be able to gain access into the parade ring because that will be classed as a participant only zone, but they will be able to gain access into the beautiful pre-parade ring on the July course, which is a personal favourite of mine.
Ah, that's a great idea. It is a beautiful spot, as you'd say. And the actual meeting itself, in terms of the races, is pretty much unchanged, isn't it? You've kept the same format as in recent years?
Yep, so we start on a Thursday. We have the 3 days. We've got 8 races programmed each day. We've got the Group 1 Tattersalls Falmouth on Friday, and then the Group 1 Darley July Cup on the Saturday. Because racing's finances have been decimated by the impact of COVID-19, and we're still trying to navigate our way through that, and clearly public paying people coming racing is a significant income line that we're not currently getting. Our prize money levels aren't quite the same as what they normally would be, but I am pleased to say that the 3 days of the July Festival will be worth in excess of £1 million worth of prize money. And as we progress over the course of the next few weeks and months, we're hopeful that our fixture list returns to normal, our races return to normal, and that at some point in the near future we'll be able to welcome crowds back to our courses.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, obviously you are really busy the whole way through the summer at Newmarket, but then there's a few big fixtures at the end of the year, the Dubai Future Champions Festival, the Sun Chariot. Would you be hopeful of crowds, obviously, you know, strictly controlled, but crowds back for then maybe?
Definitely, and again we are working as an industry with Public Health England, with the government, and indeed other sports. So the resumption of racing here in the UK was made possible by the fact that we worked with other sports under the banner of elite sports to resume racing to the strict protocols and guidelines that I mentioned earlier. We're still part of that group, and we're working through the different phases of resumption. And we are going into detailed planning of when and how crowds will return back to sporting venues. So I'd be hopeful that, again, a bit like the resumption of racing, racing was at the forefront of all sports. I'm hopeful that that can be the case again as we gear up to welcome crowds back. I would expect that there will be control measures in place, whether that's 2 metre or 1 metre social distancing, impacting our capacity numbers. But we've got some fantastic race days back here on the Rowley Mile in the autumn. The feature being Dubai Future Champions Festival, featuring the Dali Dewhurst in October. So I'm hugely hopeful that we get a decent level of public on site to be able to enjoy the 2 days amazing racing that'll be on offer.